Carbon monoxide is very dangerous, and there's a story, it's based on a true story, but I'm going to change the facts, of a young man who found himself in a house, and there were several people sleeping in that house. And he had a nice fire roaring away, and there was several other people sleeping in the house, but he was studying hard. He had several exams that were coming on, and the carbon monoxide alarm, there's those little alarms that do like a beep, beep. Well, there was one of those alarms in his house, and he was in the downstairs or in the upstairs, and the fire that was doing its thing, keeping him nice and warm as he was studying away for his coming exam, was broken. The fireplace was broken. There was a leak, and so carbon monoxide was coming into the room where he was studying. And as he was studying, the carbon monoxide alarm started to go off. Beep, beep. And at one point, the alarm started to make even more noise, and he was thinking, why is this alarm? I'm trying to study, and I can't seem to study because this alarm is just a nuisance. Moreover, it's probably going to wake up other people. So he's just, what is this stupid alarm? What a waste to have this stupid alarm. And the alarm keeps doing its thing, beep. And at one point, because these alarms, they have levels of intensity, it starts its new sound. I don't know, how would you, let's say it went beep, 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 which is a real nuisance. It actually was even at a even stronger the sound. And so the guy who was studying, he's decided, no, what, I'm just going to snuff this out. This alarm is just obnoxious, and it's going to wake people up. Then they were studying yesterday, and I'm studying today, so it's just they need to get their sleep. So he takes the alarm and he stuffs it into his belly. He just tries to drown it out in his belly, just smushing the alarm. And he tries to continue studying, as he's smushing the alarm into his stomach. He's just smushing the alarm, and it's there. He's just and I can imagine him he was a religious, and he was a religious young man. He was praying to God. He's God of all powers of heaven and earth, God of infinite wisdom, you have created all things. All power is in your hand. Stop this alarm. Just stop this alarm. And so he prays. He's praying, as the fire is blazing and carbon monoxide is filling the room. He's in danger of just getting sleepy and dying. But no, he's just thinking about the noise of the stupid alarm. And, he's making his fervent prayer, trying to study, and praying and studying. And he ends up, at the end of the day, he ends up walking outside, and he actually tried to break the alarm at one point. He was actually trying to rip off a piece of the alarm to get to the batteries, but it was made it was very well made. So it was seal coated, it had plastic on all sides, and there was no way that he could take out the batteries. So he ends up going outside, finding the keys to the car, and putting the carbon monoxide alarm in the car so it would stop beeping. At one point, he was even holding the alarm out the window, hoping that by having it out the window, it was gonna not have that much carbon monoxide. Anyway, this he died. He left the carbon monoxide in the alarm in the car, and he died. And the following day, after yawning, the other students came downstairs and found him dead in the room where he was working. Poor guy. But at least the alarm didn't wake anybody up, right? At least the alarm didn't wake anybody up. Thank God the alarm didn't wake anybody up. Okay, what is the purpose? What is God trying to tell us with this story? This based on a true story. So, what God is trying to tell us is that all of us have a conscience. Does that an alarm? Is that like an alarm that God is like giving us an alarm just to like make? I don't know if this is going to come out, but we actually are hearing an alarm in the distance. So maybe God has a sense of humor. Anyway, the truth is that each of us has a conscience, and that the conscience goes off. There's a phrase of the scriptures which says that envy rots the bones. And the readings in today in the gospel in the first reading is all about envy and about consciences which are going from bad to worse. Because it says that, and when vintage time came, that first they sent to some of his servants to receive the harvest. They beat one, they stoned another. And he said, I'm going to send my son. Sorry, they'll respect my son. And when the son comes, they kill him. Next example of how the conscience gets louder and louder, trying to save our life. Thank God for the conscience. In other words, the alarm, even if it's on the wall or if it's for carbon monoxide, the carbon monoxide alarm is not the problem. The problem is the carbon monoxide. The problem is envy. The problem is anger. The problem is greed. The problem is lust. You just add your capital sin. That's the problem. And the problem is that it doesn't just start there. It gets worse and worse until it kills you. This is one of those points that St. Ignatius says for the spiritual exercises, one of the first points of the rules for the discernment of spirits. He reminds us that when the soul goes from mortal sin to mortal sin, what the devil does is he puts apparent pleasures before him. I think of the image of when they have the hair, the electric hair that's before the dogs that are running. It's just metal, but it looks like a hair, and it's going to be really tasty. And he imagines how tasty it's going to be, and he runs after like an idiot. That's what the devil does. Just like in the gospel today, it's like, oh, if we kill the son, we'll be we'll receive his inheritance. Same stupid attitude. And whereas the good spirit is like the alarm. It's like beep, beep, beep. You're gonna die. Beep. So we have to ask the Lord, and we have to do the same. In other words, we have to precisely be like the alarm system, and we have to help the alarm system. Do not grab the carbon monoxide and stuff it into your stomach. Do not put it outside, hoping that it'll turn off just because it's outside. Do not put it in the car. Defend your life. Defend your life. Amen.